All right. Excuse me. All right, boys and girls. It is Wednesday, May 13th, DMR, so make sure you have it in front of you to go over the answers. The first question says, during a race marathon, runners run 26 and 2/10 miles. Write the decimal in standard form. So 26 and 2/10. Good. That's what you should have there. The next question is a division problem, 38 divided by 4. I decided to use Big 7 here. Okay, so I've decided first I couldn't take out 10 fours, so I'm going to take out 5. Okay, so 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so then I've got 30 minus 20, which would be 18. And then I can see that I can take out 4 fours from that because 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, and then I've got 2 left over. Can I take any more groups of 4 out of 2? I can't. So I'm going to add up 5 plus 4, which equals 9, and I've got a remainder of 2. So your answer here should be 9 with a remainder of 2. Some of you may have been able to do that in your head, looking at your 9's facts. Sorry, your 4's facts. That 4 times 9 equals 36, and then you could see the difference. But if you didn't do it in your head, Big 7 would have been a great strategy to use there. All right, so number 3 says, which numbers could you place in the blank to make this statement true? So I'm looking at the hundred thousands place, okay, and I see that this has a 6. And according to this symbol, this number is supposed to be bigger. So any number bigger than 6 would make this statement true. So you could have put 7, 8, or 9 in there. I'm going to go ahead and just put a 7 in there, and that still makes the statement true. All right, number 4 says Michael's wrestling team wants to sell 400 boxes of popcorn. They want to sell this. They haven't already, but they want to. The team sold 135 the first month, 276 the second month. And we're trying to see how many more, okay, remember how many more, that gives you a clue to something. How many more boxes does the team need to sell? So before I figure out how many more, I need to figure out how much they've sold already. So I've got 5 plus 6, which is, that means adding up these 2 months, okay? So 5 plus 6 is 11. 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 7 would be 11 as well. Okay, and then 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Okay, so they have already sold 411 boxes, okay? Do they have to sell any more? No, I think we had a problem to this last time. This is always making sure that you are paying attention. So how many more would normally mean that I would subtract whatever my total was from from what we needed, okay? But because it's more than that, we don't need to sell any more boxes, okay? So you could write no more boxes or something like that. Okay, no more boxes needed. You could have also said, well, they had 11 extra boxes. If you took 400 and 411 and found the difference, that they had 11 extra boxes. All right, so the next question, number 5, is an addition problem that is adding, I'm going to bring it up here so we have a little more working room. Adding 2 fractions and the denominators are different. So if the denominators are different, we've got to find that LCM. So remember, LCM, you're making those multiplication lists, my 4's list, my 12's list, and finding the smallest number that they have in common. So in this case, my LCM is 12. So we take that LCM 12, and we're going to change both of our denominators to 12. So this fraction already has 12 as the denominator, so we don't have to change that. The only way we have to change is this one. So 4 times what equals 12? 4 times 3 equals 12. So that means I need to multiply the bottom by 3 and multiply the top by 3. Okay, so I have 1 times 3 is 3, and 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, excuse me. All right, so now I have 3/12 plus 3/12, okay, which is going to equal 6/12. Now I have to decide, is that number in simplest form, okay? And if I can divide 6 and 12 by something other than 1, it's not in simplest form. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to find something else now, and it's called the GCF, right? What can I divide both 6 and 12 by that I can use to simplify this? So I'm looking for my GCF now. I'm going to come do it over here. GCF. So I have to make some division lists here. So 6 divided by 1. 6 can divide by 2. Okay. 6 divided by 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. The only other thing 6 can divide by 3, which will equal 2, and then 6 can divide by 6, which would equal 1. So we don't have to continue our list. These, in fact, are all going to be my factors because you can just reverse them. All right, so now I'm going to 12. 12 divided by 1 equals 12. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Okay, and then it reverses as well. It just flips. 12 divided by 4 is going to equal 3. You can't do it by 5, so 12 divided by 6 is going to equal 2, and so on. So again, this one flips. So these are all of my factors of 12. So then I'm trying to find the greatest common factor. So different than least common multiple, I'm trying to find the smallest number. Greatest common factor, remember, I'm trying to find the biggest. So the biggest thing that both of these can divide by is 6. There's a 6 in both of them, and that's the biggest. So I can divide 6/12 by 6. So 6 divided by 6 and 12 divided by 6. Well, 6 divided by 6 is going to be 1, and 12 divided by 6 is going to be 2. And so your answer is going to be 1/2. Now, some of you might have seen 6/12 and just knew that it equaled 1/2 because 6 is half of 12, and that's fine. But if you didn't quite see that in your head the first time, finding the GCF is going to be a really good strategy. So your final answer, I'm going to write it up here so it's a lot easier to see, is 1/2. Okay, I know there's a ton of steps with that, but hopefully you guys remember exactly how to do those steps. All right, the next question is a probability question. It says that the candy machine contains 7 pink candies, and I kind of jotted this down to make it easier, 4 yellow candies, 4 blue candies, 2 red candies, and 1 green candy, okay? Which 2 candies are equally likely to get chosen? So I'm trying to figure out of all of these candies, which 2 have the same number, because that means that they have an equal chance of being picked. And if you said yellow and blue, that is correct because there's 4 of both of them. So they are equally likely to be chosen. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.